Hit me with your best shot.
Come on and hit me with your best shot. All right, guys, we're doing karaoke. Fuck anime. Here we
go.
Pretty much. Guys, welcome to the Now We Gaming Podcast, episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about anime. Ooh, anime. We got our buddy Darby with us today.
Yo.
Hey. We always have Legend AF.
Unfortunately.
Average Status. And we have a special guest today, my buddy Lance Akiro.
Hey, everybody.
Hello. So, we're going to get right into some fucking nerdy weeby ass shit.
The new term.
What's everybody's first anime that you guys have ever saw? Like, what got you into anime?
I'm pretty sure the first thing I saw
question.
was Dragon Ball. Watching Toonami as a kid. That was my very first memorable anime.
That's so like a child of the 90s of like, when did you guys see anime? Well, you see, it was Adult Swim, and it was I stayed up until midnight so I could catch the last episode of Inuyasha.
Without Adult Swim, I don't know if I would be into anime at all.
Yeah.
And to Darby's point, I think Dragon Ball is what pulled me in, and I stayed for everything else that was great.
I just have to say one thing. Does Power Rangers count?
No, even though it is in Japan, yes.
I'd say that's my first Japanese influence. Definitely. A lot of kids.
I mean, yeah, Power Rangers was Japanese media. Like, it started in Japan.
But is live action considered anime?
No, it's not anime. It's very nostalgic.
I was going to actually ask, do you consider like Digimon and Pokemon to be anime?
Yeah.
Pokemon is anime.
A lot of people consider it as cartoon, though, which, I mean, I guess it's still the same because it's Japanese animation.
I guess this is a perfect time to ask this question. What is anime? What does everybody consider anime?
Well, you see, we brought our team professional anime analyst, Steven, in here for the. So let's hear what is anime?
Anime is a Japanese animation overseas that got popular eventually in time once they brought it over to the US. So, well, that's just the sum of it. I don't have to explain too much.
See, that's weird, right? We brought you on this podcast because I asked you that question beforehand off screen. You just said titties really loud, and that was.
Well, that's the other adult side that we eventually get.
There's got to be titties in anime. If there aren't titties, it's not anime, guys. That's how I see it.
They are good with their physics, I'll tell you that.
Oh my god, dude.
If that's the qualifier, I mean, Pokemon did have Naked Misty card.
Oof.
Got him.
Oh, that's kind of jumping in territory right there, man.
I mean,
I'll stay away on that one.
The anime started when she was 10, dude. We can't talk about that.
Yikes.
That being said, I think the best anime of all time would be High School of the Dead, then, because them boob physics are insane.
Never seen it.
You've never seen the infamous High School of the Dead sniper shot scene?
Oh,
No.
gosh.
Oh,
Am I missing out?
Literally the boobs. So I know you can see me right now. So literally the boobs go in different directions, and someone shoots a sniper bullet in between them as they're going different directions. It is the greatest piece of media, right next to the Death Note potato chip scene.
Up there.
Anime history, baby.
Definitely.
I just hear a lot of clickety clacks.
Everybody's quickly
that
Googling.
is my keyboard. I don't need to Google that. I've seen the whole series and read the manga, so I'm good.
It's good. It's good stuff. So okay, so first animes. What's everybody's first anime then? Darby said Dragon Ball, which is amazing. Such a great fucking anime.
I would say my first anime that I actually watched more than like a handful of episodes would be Dragon Ball. Like, I probably scrolled through the stuff on Adult Swim, and at first I probably didn't like it. I probably just didn't understand it or enjoy it, but I kept coming back week after week to Dragon Ball.
Yeah. What about you, Steven?
My very first anime, just to throw that out there, is Unico.
Unico.
Yeah, very way back in the 80s.
Oof, we're showing our age, guys.
But basically, Unico was my first anime. which I never knew because eventually back then it was like Canadian shows and a little bit of Japanese. They actually showed it on Disney, which was a surprise. Overall, afterwards, I jumped to Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and then Pokemon and Digimon. So it went on.
I think if we consider the Pokemon, Digimon sort of thing, I believe Pokemon would be technically my first. But I think my first thought of being like, this is actually anime came from Inuyasha on Adult Swim. That's what I consider like my first anime that I actually watched, because that was one that like I had a following of. I like stayed up till midnight every weekday so I could see the new episode of Inuyasha.
Why would you waste your time like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not too proud of it, but I did it. I did it, but I'm pretty ashamed of that. All right, so what you guys, now that we've gone over our first ones, what's your guys' favorite animes? Like, if you had to put top crown, number one choice, if somebody asked you what anime they should watch, this was what you'd recommend 100% of the time. What is your favorite anime? Do you want to start, Steven?
Oh gosh.
I think can I take a guess at yours? Can I just take a stab?
Go for it.
I think I'm not sure if it is because of the way you laughed, but would it be Case Closed? No?
No. Like I said, I like the series and all that stuff for the mysteries, but then afterwards it becomes very cliche and they tend to do repeats of some of the cases.
Yeah. They're like the 900th case.
I would think if you really want a good laugh, a couple of titties, and messed up women, it's an isekai. And if you guys don't know what isekai is a type of thing where you are a person from Earth that gets teleported into another realm. That's what isekai is. So with it, I would suggest to let them watch Konosuba.
Konosuba.
Yeah, look that one up. I think
it sounds very familiar.
It is.
Oh, okay, yep, I've seen lots of clips of this. This is the magical anime girl anime. Yep. Somebody recommended this to me and I never watched it.
I suggest you do.
I'm sorry, Mom.
The first thing I see when I Google it is a thumbnail of a male buttocks facing away from the screen and a girl basically like kind of drooling in the background.
And how does it make you feel?
I mean, it's making me feel, a little indifferent.
Steven recommends it to you.
Yeah.
Let me watch the actual video.
No, we're not taking breaks. You watch it on your own time.
Yeah, you gotta watch it on your own time.
It's only 21 seconds long, bro. I can get a quick one.
Somebody did it.
Why does this camera keep jumping up and down? What's yours, Alex? Number one, top anime, gold spot. What wears the crown?
Pokemon?
Really? Like original Pokemon?
Yeah, the original run.
Okay. Honestly, Pokemon had a lot of heartfelt moments. Like that anime hit hard.
So here's the thing. I consider myself a casual anime purveyor. I like to watch it. I enjoy it. And I don't necessarily like I wouldn't say I only watch anime. Like obviously I watch a bunch of cartoons from American channels that are American made and other various countries, but Pokemon I used to watch every single morning before school when I was getting ready with my mom. We literally would watch it.
Yeah.
And then I would come home and I would go and watch it again. In terms of watching anime, I've probably watched more Pokemon than anything.
That is true. I did have those moments where like me and my buddy would wake up every morning and watch the new Pokemon episode, and then we'd go to school and we'd talk about it the entire day. So like I feel that.
I don't know if I've ever had the same feeling in probably a movie in general than whenever I'd go see like the Pokemon movies. Going and seeing the Pokemon movie in theater, dude, it was just such a interesting feeling. The scene when Ash is just fucking dead in a ditch on the floor, and then Pikachu just gets that tear,
cries him back to life.
Oh, you probably cried on that scene.
I was crying like a little motherfucking baby, dude, sobbing it up. I was like, "Mama, take me home."
Now I hate to bring this up, but we did define anime earlier, and Pokemon does have a just disgusting lack of titties, Alex. So
Has missed you,
are
dude.
you okay that you...
Oh no! Are you talking about when James was cross-dressing?
Oh yes, I am.
I
Oh,
thought so.
did you that episode that doesn't
That
even
one
get-
episode that yep got banned in America because of it.
This boy watched it though.
Of course, you gotta see what was going on.
Hell yeah, dude. James rocking some fat titties.
Here's the thing.
Hit me.
I don't know if I ever connected the dots with Pokemon being an anime, and I think there's reasons for that.
Yep.
So I think it boils down to like if somebody's definition of anime covers Pokemon, it's probably my favorite just in terms of how much I've watched the sheer amount of it. And then if not, and like I guess what people would imagine what anime is if they put like Pokemon and let's say Fully Cooley next to each other, they probably wouldn't compare them to.
Yeah.
And Fully Cooley would be my number one then.
Oh god.
It was just
That's
I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I say like my first anime I watched was probably Pokemon, but I don't really consider it because I never connected the dots. It was just like a cartoon to me whenever I was a kid. I didn't start like being like this is Japanese animation until I watched like Inuyasha and Cowboy Bebop and all them bangers.
Yeah.
What about you, Darbs?
So, I don't think I'm versed enough in anime to say necessarily like what my favorite is. But if
just
there's
from what you've
something that I would recommend to somebody, it's God. Quiet Country Cafe, I want to say.
Quiet
Ooh.
Country Cafe.
Wow, what a
But
fucking
it's like
curveball.
sci-fi and slice of life together.
So
And those
many
are like
keys
two of my
clicking.
favorite things about anime because there's such potential
Yeah.
for genre. Yeah.
Oh, I know about it.
exactly. And it's I don't know, it's kind of like very evenly paced. And there's like a couple different seasons or like series of it. So yeah.
I like the art style.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
was more the art style that brought that series and the
Mhm.
dishes they bring and I guess the culture you're in that they always
Yeah.
put you in different areas
Yeah.
of the country. It was subtle. It was just one of those things you can relax and kind of
Mhm.
enjoy the artwork. It wasn't much of
Yes,
anything all
exactly.
hype and all that.
So I got a
yeah.
little soft spot for that.
That's
Okay.
nice. I like that a lot. I like that. That's
all right,
good shit.
Yeah, I mean that's a throw curveball.
that is extreme
Yeah, I
curve. I
haven't
did not
watched a
see
lot
that
of
coming.
anime, but I guess I was fortunate enough to watch like a lot of older stuff too. So I'm not very versed in things
Yeah.
that come out in like the last 10 years.
Ooh. Well, I think I got another anime if I was to suggest to somebody.
Listen, I'm already jerking off for the first one, Stephen. I haven't finished yet.
No, I think you might jerk to this one if you want to start this one.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my
Ooh.
tab open.
Oh,
Food
there you
Wars.
go.
Oh, I've heard
gotta
such
check
good
that
things
out.
about it.
Even the first episode is like,
Mhm.
what just happened?
Yeah, I've
The
seen.
first episode just like cooked me up, and I just watched everything else. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Uh-huh.
Is this where they got the inspiration for the KFC game?
Yes.
I went to a concert one time and I was staying in a hotel and I just like turned on TV and went to I
Food
think it was
Wars?
Cartoon Network and like that was what was on was Food Wars and I like turned it on. I'm like, what is this? What am I watching? But I kind of wanted to keep going. I kind of wanted to watch more.
I mean, the food was great. I love the dishes
Yeah.
they make and how they make it and how they demonstrate it and all that stuff. But then
Uh-huh.
the aftermath of tasting the food that they just lose their clothes, and I'm like, what the heck?
How does this happen?
Like seriously,
Listen, Alex, they make beautiful dishes. They all eat and then they all jizz. Okay, that's all you need to know.
it is that good.
I'm looking at a picture where somebody's just being drenched in some
It's,
undetermined
it's
liquid.
It's the soy.
All right, so if we're going down this path, dude,
Oh,
let me just pose a question to you, Joey. All right, so earlier off of recording, I asked if hentai was only strictly anime porn, basically.
Yes, that's literally what it means.
And my question to you is, what was your first?
What was my first hentai?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Okay, so there wasn't actually a name for it, but the first hentai I ever saw would be Dragon Ball Z hentai. Because Dragon Ball Z was like the best when I was a kid. That was like my guilty pleasure.
So it was an actual hentai that you watched?
It wasn't. I mean, I guess it wasn't. It was hentai, but it wasn't a movie. It wasn't like a video. It was just pictures. It was, you know, that thing whenever you're a kid and you like go to Google and you just like Google boobs.
Yeah.
Like you like don't know how to like look for porn as a kid, so you're just like Google boobies, and you're like, there it is. Like it was one of those things, but
I guess the point I'm trying to get to is mine isn't gonna be an actual hentai,
what?
but it's Ghost in the Shell.
You jerked off to Ghost in the Shell.
Oh baby. Wait, Steven, what's wrong with that, bro?
No, it's just a series.
The man's jerks.
Nothing about
God damn, I thought this was Planet Fitness, dude. No judgment zone. Jesus.
No, just I don't know. She's good looking, no problem with that. And she's an android, so you'll lose some parts, but
see, it's okay.
I don't know.
I can replace them, dude.
yeah, replace afterwards.
Yeah, I think she's great. Look, I mean that live action movie wasn't too great, so you have to deal with that.
I couldn't sit through that.
I don't know how you.
I mean, I'm not talking about that. Okay, bro, why are you trying to ruin my series? Fuck you. Okay, Ghost in the Shell live action is better than Death Note live action, so
we don't talk about Death Note live action. That never happened.
God, that never happened.
We don't talk about it. Actually, there is a good Death Note live action movie. It was made in the early 2000s. I actually have the DVDs of it, and it's really good.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, not the Netflix one.
Yeah. just something that used the word Death Note in it, but just it's the same concept or something, or what?
No, it's literally the Death Note story, and it's really well done. It's it was actually completely made in Japanese, and I believe it's just dubbed in English, but it's really freaking good. I just called Death Note Part 1 and Death Note Part 2. That's literally all it is, live action.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, check it. It's really good.
You didn't like Speed Racer?
What, the live action?
Yeah.
Nah. It was an interesting look, but I wouldn't have cared for it. They didn't show much of the car features, really. That what made Speed Racer.
I don't know. I never watched the anime of Speed Racer, so
classic.
Crucify me now.
Can someone tell me what the disastrous life of Saki K is?
Is it a hentai? What do you make?
It's a live action of an anime, and the picture on this website is a dude laying on the ground with his pants pulled down and a guy shoving his fucking fingertips up his butthole, dude. What the fuck is that, bro?
I am so concerned about the things you Google.
Hold on, dude. It's in Discord in case you're curious.
My god, dude. We run our channel off that computer. Stop.
Stop.
Okay, the uniform.
All right, so I think instead of I don't know if Steven has opinions on live action anime, but the way that we could possibly take this is just Netflix in general. I'm curious what everybody's thoughts are on the kind of content they've been producing, the original stuff,
like
in terms of the anime.
Oh god, what?
Neo Genesis Evangelion.
Never watched it.
So I would consider probably my top 10 right now is probably a Netflix one, and it's Ultraman. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it too. I sat through that whole thing and enjoyed every moment of it.
I could not stop watching it. Like I watched them back to back, and I loved it.
Like I never grew up on Ultraman, but
exactly.
The animation and I guess a bit of the story was what caught me for something CG, because that's the one thing most Japanese animation struggles is the CG.
Yeah,
it tends to be all stiff with the movement and not as fluent. This can get away with it, but the twist of it in the story was actually what caught me.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen the first Pokemon movie, right?
Yep.
So have you guys actually sat down to watch the CG version of it?
Not yet. I'm scared.
I've only seen about 25 minutes. My first impressions are it's not terrible, but I haven't finished it.
Okay. Have you seen Team Rocket yet?
Does Jessie have titties?
She is literally a Barbie doll. Like, it doesn't fit her profile. It's like eye candy to watch her for a little bit. And Misty, well, is Misty, but, you know, I'm sorry. Jessie was the one that stuck out the most when watching it. Like, they did a good, like, somebody paid attention. It's like, okay, let's give her a real good curve.
I don't know. Once they start, like, redoing stuff and, like, touching stuff, it makes me nervous because they've hurt me so many times.
See, I try to be open-minded. I don't want to be closed-minded just because. I just want to see what they did, how they did it, and then criticize on it compared to just judging it and not watching it.
That's true. I mean, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to go through it, and I'm probably gonna try to make myself enjoy it. But like, there's just gonna be scenes where I'm just like, this isn't it. This isn't the scene I wanted. You know what I mean? Like they're just not gonna meet my expectations of the 10-year-old me going through and watching Pokemon the first movie for the first time.
Hmm.
It's not gonna compare.
I'll let you be the judge on that.
I'll watch it.
I mean, for me, it's mostly just watching it in a different medium. I don't really
Yeah.
try to compare them. Either I like it or I don't.
Yeah.
For most
Good
things.
for you. Very progressive.
So, is there anything on Netflix, or is there anything Netflix has done to an anime that has made you lose faith in their ability to take old or, I guess, famous animes and transport them into a streaming service like Netflix for the masses?
I really don't know.
I mean,
For instance, like live action Death Note. Are there other instances of that have kind of like thrown your faith for them, like in a
live
curveball?
action Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
actually,
Yeah,
yes,
thing.
it's a thing, and I actually would have to give them a little bit more credit on the Full Metal Alchemist
Yeah.
versus Death Note.
Honestly, nobody deserves credit for Death Note. Somebody needs to go to prison for Death Note.
Wait. I watched Death Note, and if there's one redeeming factor, it's my boy William Dafoe, dude. He did such a good job, but also I have no context of what the original character is in the other anime, but like because I haven't seen Death Note anime, but
Oh my
in Netflix,
god!
in the Netflix live action, William Dafoe had me laughing and also made me appreciate the amount of effort he put into it.
So I would just say to that point, my opinion of that character is that he is pretty spot on because he basically did it because he was bored. He was like, dude, I've seen it all. Let's put this in the hand of a human and just see how bad it could go. So I think he played that character well.
Honestly, I think the actor who played L in the Death Note live action for Netflix did a really good job. I really enjoyed his performance just as an actor.
So that's the main character.
No, L is the one who's trying to like catch Light. I think he did great as an actor, but just, there was nothing about that resembled Death Note. Like it hurt to watch. I literally made my friend watch it because his favorite anime is Death Note just to see the pain on his face.
Yeah, I would do that to any Death Note fan.
I'm like, check this out. It's so good. Like 10 minutes in, they're like, what the fuck have you done? It's not good. And I honestly, I hate Netflix for that. I don't want them to touch any animes. That's why I was so nervous when they'd like, we're redoing Pokemon. I'm like, no, please.
From what I've seen, it's not a tragic loss yet, but also they have 1-to-1 reproduction of it in 3D.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're taking it,
Exactly.
at least from what I've seen, and taking inspiration.
Yeah. They're not like trying to fucking make something new out of it. And thank God. What's some animes that Netflix has funded? I think 7 Deadly Sins is a Netflix.
Yeah,
I think I watched the first season. I really enjoyed
they
it.
did a good job. Yeah,
Yeah, I loved it. Started watching the second season and kind of fell out of it.
because it was more on the character. And usually that happens around second season. Second season has to focus on certain characters that didn't kind of branch out enough to know their backstory. So it's more informative in the second season. And then eventually the next season will,
It felt different, but I am watching at a different point in life. So like it just feels like a different anime. I'm just like, this doesn't feel like the same thing I watched in season 1. But maybe that's just me.
So we're talking about Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix anime.
Funded or created.
Yeah.
So to have your faith restored after watching Death Note live action, just take a peek at Ultraman. Tell me what you think.
I'll watch it. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
All right. What other do you have a list of any other things that Netflix has funded?
Well, I'm not saying they funded, but they threw in No Game No Life. I was happy with that.
I haven't watched that yet.
Gotta watch it. It's only 12 episodes. And they added the movie as well, which made it even better.
I've heard good things.
Oh, there's great things, and we're still waiting on a season 2.
How would you compare it to its predecessor, Sword Art Online?
No Game No Life beats them.
Yeah?
With Sword Art Online, it was all about the game and just getting out alive. With No Game No Life, it is an isekai, which is basically people that got transported into another realm. But these two characters, when they duke it out, makes the show very interestingly intense as to how it's played. Like it's basically real world tricks that they use against these players. So checkers, chess, poker, blackjack, they use all the tricks that anybody, and they tell you how to do it at the end once they figure it out. So it makes it interesting. They're always 10 steps ahead of the people, and you will never know until, during the episodes when you watch it. So it's well worth watching.
It sounds like it's way more layered than I thought it would be. I literally thought it was going to be like a dumb video game.
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Right,
I
cool.
love the animation. I love the artwork. It suits it so well.
Sweet. I'm going to have to watch
And
that.
titties.
Oh, thank God, dude. Now you're talking. Now you're
You're on
talking.
the
Okay,
fence.
it's on the list now. I was waiting for it. You marked everything off my list, and I just was hovering over titties. I'm like, check.
Oh, gosh. Are you okay with lollies?
You might encounter some
Eh.
lollies.
No, you only encounter one lolly, which is not related. No relation to blood.
Hold on.
Okay.
So,
What's a lolly?
okay.
You're talking to our amateur.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
sorry,
We're
amateur.
talking
over
about
there.
No, no, no.
penises?
Lolly is
No,
like
no,
younger
no.
girl, like the little
Young-
girl of the
yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most animes have one.
Where FBI tend to
Yeah.
knock on your door.
You're like, no, I swear. Oh God, guys,
It's just an anime.
Yeah, Lolly's.
FBI, open
Lolly's
up.
like the character that looks 8, but it's
Oh,
actually a
gosh.
fucking 5,000-year-old dragon trapped in a
Yeah.
2-year-old body.
There you
That's what
go.
it turns out to be.
Interesting.
I think it's usually funny when you're watching an anime and you see this cute lolly and you're like, oh, she's so cute. I wonder how old she is. And then you're looking and you're like,
764. Okay.
it counts.
I see you.
Oh, man.
Has anybody seen Ninu Kuni? And
No. Oh my God, I want to so bad.
Is that on Netflix?
yeah,
I think it is.
and also there's a
They came
game.
out with a
There's
game
also
for
a
it,
game on the Switch, and I think it's all done by the Studio
Produced
Ghibli,
by Ghibli. Yeah.
which is
Mm.
a perfect segue into
Are
Studio.
we sponsored by Studio
Yeah.
Ghibli?
Oh, hey, please,
okay.
please pause for our sponsors. Earlier, Darby and I were talking about Studio Ghibli and just
Ooh. You can't have anime. You can't have an anime talk without mentioning Studio Ghibli. They do.
yeah, so like we're listing out some of the ones we've seen, and I think I've probably only seen like 6 of them, and like the dilemma I always fall into is that I want to watch them subbed because there's this really good YouTube video that goes into why sub is better than dub on Studio Ghibli movies in general. And it's just that, who's the famous guy from Studio Ghibli that everybody talks about?
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yes, thank you. So they're basically saying his vision translated via dubbed is never the same, and it's just you can't really appreciate it as much, especially like even beyond the voices and the dialogue that's being written. But they go really in depth and they show like how there's tanks that are driving around in the background, and on the American version they like remove the tanks and they take away the tank noises, and just all the movies are just so drastically altered from the actual Japanese
You know what?
versions.
I'm gonna let you finish, but Princess Mononoke, if you watch it subbed, you won't get Billy Bob Thornton's voice.
So I'm good on that.
So, I mean, are you gonna? You can't pass that up, right?
Yeah. So my dilemma with Studio Ghibli movies is I always want to watch them subbed because I watched that video and it destroyed my perception on the dub versions of the movies. But then I always I have 2 kids who are loud as fuck, and like to me it's hard to pay attention more in a subbed thing than it is a dubbed. Because if it's dubbed and I'm reading the text at the same time, my brain can comprehend that. But if like the kids are yelling in the background and they're speaking Japanese and I'm reading subs, like there's just so much happening to my brain that I just can't do that.
Okay. See, I'm the opposite though. I usually have to have it dubbed as opposed to subbed because I'm usually multitasking when I'm watching. So I have to like be able to hear what they're saying or else I'll miss so much. Like I can't just sit down and like read and watch it. Like I have to be doing other things.
My
when I'm
boy's
watching
out here
anime.
saying he can't dedicate 40 hours of his life to Studio Ghibli movies. That's what I'm saying.
it's
Like
so-
I'm the same way. Like anime stuff I usually put dubbed so I can literally have it on the second screen and just listen to it.
Mhm.
But something like Studio Ghibli, I feel like would be doing a disservice to it to just have it on as
Oh.
background noise. Personally, I don't know.
Anime always motivates my creative side. So every time I watch anime, I'm always like, I want to draw. I always get like extremely inspired by anime to like be creative. So I always want to, I'll be watching anime, I'll be like, I want to draw. So I like grab my drawing pad and like start drawing also while I'm watching it. So like I can't pay attention also.
Simple, dude.
Like my brain wants to do
Learn
everything else
Japanese.
also.
Easy.
That's true. You did just give me, dude. Checkmate. What's your guys' take on sub versus dub?
I'm usually on the subs more than the dub. There are like every translation.
You heard it here, guys. Atlantic is submissive.
Well, yeah, because when it comes, anyway, when it comes to dub, it's mostly they take out certain things that was more informative than the Japanese would say in translation,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it
yeah.
kind of like makes more sense when you're reading it versus when the English taking it out because they have to match lip syncing and all that stuff, and it kind of like, oh well,
Yeah. And they also have to like translate from Japanese to English while keeping the tone. So like it completely changes the tone.
yeah,
sometimes.
exactly.
It's,
That's why I
like,
like the
doesn't make a lot of
Japanese
sense.
voice actors because they put feel into their animation. And there is one anime I'm going to recommend everybody to watch, and you will be laughing almost every single episode. And it is called. Let me see if I can find it.
Also, if you don't listen to Studio Ghibli dubbed, you won't get Liam Neeson and Ponyo. So
Oh,
just put that out there.
yeah,
so
yeah.
true.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so it's called Asabi Asabas.
Asabi Asabis.
Mhm.
So are you suggesting people watch it in sub then?
Oh no, it's going to be sub regardless. There's no English translation for this one. This is like, let's put it this way: when you watch the intro to this, you would think, well, it's like a chick flick. It's
Yeah.
not.
Oh, 10 out of 10. Yeah.
It threw me off, and I watched every single episode once I really gotten into it. These voice
That's pretty
actors,
recent,
these
yeah.
female voice actors put so
Yeah.
much energy into these characters. You cannot say it's fake. Compared to the Americans, they will not put that much energy with this animation.
Yeah. That is a rough point with dubbed over sub. Like subs is always more emotional, and you actually feel like the magnitude.
Yeah, you can
of
connect with that
situations.
character, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I prefer sub over dub.
So you're
get
saying that that's going to be 100% of the time though? Or you think there's special circumstances when dub's better?
There are some special circumstances with some
I
dub.
was about to say, don't you?
No,
dare.
see, I can't really say that. Like, again, sub is great. I enjoy it because the Japanese put a lot of effort. There are some animes with dub that I actually can say they did a great job putting effort into the animation.
Yu Hakusho has to be dubbed. I can't watch it subbed.
Well,
Can't
actually,
do it.
yeah, well, I'm used to that. I grew up dub with Yu Yu Hakusho, then sub, so
Mhm.
I can't really go back. But I do like the Regan when they do it in Japanese.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
But you cannot listen to Kuwabara sub, dude. Kuwabara is dubbed, man.
Oh my god.
Can't be anything else.
Like you want to mix the two, that would be actually interesting.
You machine.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Ugh.
So let's just top off with a little end cap, dub versus sub. If you were to suggest somebody to watch Cowboy Bebop, would it be dubbed or sub?
Dub.
Ooh, dubbed.
I've actually watched it in
Dub.
sub and I prefer dub. Mostly because
I
of
prefer dubbed.
Growing up with it.
growing up with
it
the dub,
dubbed.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Spike wouldn't be the same. He's
yeah,
not the same.
Spike was really good. What's his name? Steven something?
Steve Blow.
Many voices. Many voices.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, while I was looking up my favorite anime, I came across one that I forgot about, and I'm gonna have to go back and watch, which is Samurai Champloo, and
Oh, so good.
that show
We
is
watched it
so
a year ago.
fucking good, dude. I can't believe I forgot that
Oh
it
my God, it's
existed,
great.
and I think Darby said it's the
Yeah.
same voice actor as the guy from
Yeah,
Cowboy
Steve
Bebop.
Blum is
Yeah.
in that one too.
So good. Do you guys have animes that you remember as like kids and you were like, I loved this when I was younger, and then you try to go back and watch it and you're like, I don't like this anymore?
Oh, gosh.
Because I could start you guys off. I did this. I had the biggest child like love for the anime Rurouni Kenshin when I was younger, and I tried watching it later, and I just could not get into it. It just wasn't doing it for me. But like as a kid, I fucking was diehard. Rurouni Kenshin was like one of my favorite animes, and it's sad because like now I can't even watch
I'm gonna
it.
rip the Band-Aid off. I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's
Oh, no.
Dragon Ball. I can't.
The first
fucking
Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z. I can't stand watching it. Like it's almost like nothing fucking happens in half the episodes.
Filler.
And it's like, bro, just cut the fucking dead weight and just make it like less than 1 million episodes.
They did redeem themselves when they did Super.
I did start watching Super with my son, and I do agree.
They, like, Dragon Ball Super, just bringing back the Dragon Ball Z franchise, they redeemed themselves with the tournament. Just the tournament got everybody on their seats. Almost the servers of Crunchyroll, Funimation, when a new episode came up, was hard to get on because how intense they made it.
Yeah.
When in doubt, go with a fucking tournament. It's the anime staple of shonen.
Yeah.
When in doubt,
Yeah, just put a tournament. You want to know the plot? When there's a beach episode.
beach
That's your plot.
episode. Guys, what anime has the best beach episode? Or on Host Club.
Really?
Love it. I
Oh
love
my
that
God.
shit.
Pokemon?
No.
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
I can't think of a beach episode.
In Another World with my cell phone or with my smartphone is a good beach. They have a nice
Yeah.
beach plot.
So, what do you guys think about the new generation of anime?
Can we define what that is?
yeah, what
Like
is the new generation?
The like My Hero Academia, the
That's not
Attack
new.
on. Yeah, it is. What do you
It's
mean it
not
isn't new?
considered. It's not really considered new if there was a manga already out there about
Yeah.
it, and all they did is just made an animation so people can watch it visually.
I'm just saying, like that's like the new big thing. Like that's what every kid's into is the My Hero Academia, and the Attack on Titan is like a big one now. And
Is One
like-
Piece considered that? I'm just
One
curious.
Piece
I
is
don't.
actually really old.
Okay, I don't know much about One Piece. I just want to
One
kind
Piece
of.
is still going.
I kind of want to
Yeah.
touch base on it because our friend really loves it, and he invested his time to watch 1,000 episodes of it.
I feel sorry for him.
And Darby and I make fun of him because we're like, bro, there's so many other animes you could have watched. Like, just watch a season of it and then move on or something, you know?
Like somebody actually made you a guide on what episodes to actually watch and what to stay away from for
Ooh.
fillers.
That's unfortunate.
That's
Have you seen? There's like over 900 episodes right now.
He
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
dude,
It's still going.
Absurd.
bro,
Mhm.
Ender watched all of them.
It's a
It's
series.
insane. Like I don't know.
Case Close has like I think 900 as well.
Yeah, Case Closed just over 900. I know because I looked it up because I wanted to start watching it, and I was like,
So-
nope.
I'm at
Is-
809 right now.
God.
Is One Punch Man considered new generation?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
actually.
It's so good. I love
Yes,
it.
it is. Storyline wise, it's good. I didn't like season
That's it.
2.
Yeah, I do like the new generation of like animation because like anime has become more mainstream now, which a lot of people see as a bad thing, but also it means that they're getting more funding. Like animation is looking so much better, audio is looking so much better, voice actors are so much better now than like as opposed to like the 80s and 90s animes where like you get what you get. Like that was although I will say Sailor Moon, I tried going and watching Sailor Moon Crystal and I fucking hated it.
What?
I hated it.
Why?
It was so
Give me a
like,
reason, good sir.
it was so like in your face, hand feed you exactly what's happening that I just couldn't watch it.
It was more of a darker version than the 80s
I-
version of Sailor Moon
I-
that they did. And it was more based off the manga
I got-
than
I got-
anything.
I gave it 3 episodes and I couldn't watch it anymore.
At least the lesbians were lesbians and not cousins.
Thank you. They
Come on,
actually
man.
did it and they didn't hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great that it broke boundaries, but I just don't think that it was good. Like I couldn't watch it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I know.
I got some hard opinions, guys.
I know.
It's subjective.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Berate me.
You like what you like.
I know exactly. I did enjoy it though. I really
You
did.
cannot like things. It's okay to do that.
I just hated how much it was like the
wasn't
storyline
for
was
you.
spoon fed to you. Like there would literally be a point
What do
where
you mean?
like
Was there too much narration? Is that what you're saying?
the narration was too dumbed down. Like it felt like the show was trying to treat me like I was an idiot, and it was like it was like the character was literally
Did
like,
someone touch
"I
you in
should
a
go
wrong
home."
spot or something? Like someone abused you that you just watched it and it was like, oh my gosh, it's bringing back bad memories. I
And
can't take it.
and they were my lover, not my cousin.
Oh my god. The last
But, like-
5 minutes of the
Like
game
I wish I
was
could just pull up a
on.
clip for you because it's so blatant. Like if you go back and rewatch it, it's so blatantly obvious where like the character would be like, this is what's happening. I can't believe this happened. Maybe I should obviously do this. Like, and it was so infuriating to watch. I feel like it was made for like a 5-year-old. I was like, I can't even watch this.
I guess I'll have to say one thing, and the fact is they weren't trying to make fillers. They were trying to get to the point. So
Yeah,
that's another thing
pretty
too.
consolidated.
Yeah, because in the older ones, it was just like Dragon Ball Z. You know, they
Yeah.
always talk and not action. Now they just wanted more action, which I give them credit for. But I think that's what they were trying to do versus how you're explaining it, because it's like, ugh.
It had nothing to do with the plot and the actual storyline of it. It was literally how they were treating the dialogue.
Was it dub or sub?
I will say I did watch it dubbed.
Oh,
I
there's
did
your
watch it
problem.
dubbed.
That's your problem.
Yikes.
That's your
That might be
problem.
it. That
That's
might
your
be
problem.
it.
Watch
What
it
are you
sub.
hating on- what
That
are you
might be
hating
it.
on that
Those,
for?
That's-
those pesky Japanese are always dumbing shit down for us
Ugh.
stupid Westerners.
Oh gosh.
It's the opposite, actually. The dubbers are like, nah, Westerners aren't smart enough for this. Let's just say they're
that's
cussies."
what I said though. They dumb it down for us Westerners.
Yeah, but the
Mm.
Japanese
No, yeah, they
No,
they
they
send in
don't.
America's,
That's what I'm
America's
saying.
like we're
Do
too
it for
stupid for this.
ourselves. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's like, I can buy
That's-
this
yeah,
anime
I
for
get what
like
you're saying.
$150.
Oh,
boom,
gosh.
boom, slap it out, put it on the Cartoon Network. We're good.
All right. So I do have one topic we can kind of push on.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that with all these animes that are coming out, everybody knows what hentai is, right? We all know hentai. We know it's
Alex?
a type of Jap.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex.
We covered it about 20 minutes ago. Yep, it's specifically anime with boobies out, literally out, nothing covering them.
Okay, we'll go with that term.
But yeah.
No, but what I'm trying to get at
Tentacles
is,
out.
There's also Yuri.
well, if you want to jump into that. But anyway, just in general, just in general, I noticed that these shows now are becoming, well, how should I say it? They're now bringing it out more than you would imagine. So, for instance, like there are some animes you kind of watched and they give you a hint of hentai, but they don't show it. They don't exploit it. Now in this generation, they have been trying to
Everywhere.
push the boundaries of it to see how far they can go
Mhm.
to not call it hentai, but it is hentai.
Yep.
So just for our viewers, like, you know, curiosity,
Yeah, just
could
in
we
case anyone was wondering.
just in case anyone was curious for like research purposes, could we go ahead and list out a couple of those just so we could kind of like make sure that we could compare them?
Well, the one I shared to you guys was definitely one of it that a lot of people have been talking about.
Oh yeah.
Interspecies.
Oof. But like even mainstream animes have been doing that a lot more, where they'll like I'll take for example Soul Eater. I don't know if you ever watched like the first couple episodes of Soul Eater. It's so extremely sexualized, but only for the first 3 episodes. After that, they never touch
Cut
on
it.
anything sexual
Yeah,
again.
they didn't want to hit that boundary.
Yeah,
There's
but the
limits.
But the first 3 episodes is like naked women, titties in your face, and it's like, what is happening? And then right as soon as the 4th episode hits, they're like, nah, titties don't exist, dude. It's all shonen now, baby.
There was this other anime called Koi to Senkoyo to Chocolate. Basically, it's an anime teacher.
Fuck, did you just summon a demon?
So basically, it is a teacher that is like hitting on one of her students, like literally hitting on one of her students, and they
I'm
were
in.
just teasing the episode. But basically, she got drunk. The student took her in, and then eventually took her to bed. But eventually
Mhm.
kissed her by
Mhm.
accident.
Yeah,
And then the sister comes in and is like, you know, you kissed my sister, did you? I was like, uh-huh. Oh, so
Kiss
you're that
me.
type. You're that type of player. You know, pushing him into the bed, taking off her jacket.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
let's do this. So I love how most of these animes always tricks the mind. So you got these nice lighting scenes and the candles lit and all that stuff, and you're hearing all these innuendos. So many innuendos is what I enjoyed the most. But in the end of it, they're just playing a board game.
Yeah.
I love it. I
That's
just
good
love it.
stuff.
It
That's
is
so
good. It is the best stuff. Oh. It's like, you want to go for round 2?
Hell yeah.
I
That's so
I
good.
love when they do that. It's the
Mhm.
best.
You gotta subvert expectations.
hmm
Oh. Oh,
Oh gosh, but yeah, I love anime.
Mhm.
They are not afraid to express.
That's very true.
Mhm.
Shameless.
These
even.
shows that are pushing the boundaries in terms of like what they're showing from like a visual standpoint, are those streamed to a certain service, or are they just on TV? Like,
No,
where,
like
where
you
would
can find
see
it on
them?
Funimation, Crunchyroll,
even, yeah.
Netflix, probably. Yeah.
In your eyes, is that stuff you want to see more or less of? You know, you turn Game of Thrones season 1 on, it's nothing but fucking nudes, you know? So, like, is there a difference between, you know, having TV series elevate or whatever you want to call it, go that way, like the live action stuff, and anime going that way? Or are they all kind of in the same ecosystem?
I think it's still in the same ecosystem because, you know, I kid you not, like you can have a naked woman that doesn't have all the details and you can get away with it.
Yeah.
So if it's just like the outline, like no
not even,
nipple,
just like like
no nipple, no
Yeah,
no crest
nipple,
for
no
the
crest,
like
no
Barbie
nothing,
doll.
just full out Barbie doll. You can get away with it.
interesting.
I don't. It's a weird thing because like, so you were mentioning like Game of Thrones, like HBO. Game of Thrones comes on. There's a sex scene. People are just like, yeah, that's just, you know what I mean. It's
Mhm.
human nature. Sex is like, it's going to be in the series because it's what humans do.
Yeah,
And then anime does it, and people are like perverted.
it's like
Like, you guys
taboo
got-
or something.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, is that right? Is that wrong? Like, is it because some guy was sitting in his office for 40 hours a week
Drawing it.
drawing? that?
Look. Hentai is art. That's
Hentai
all it
is
is.
art. Thank
Hentai
you,
is
Steven.
art.
Thank you
Come
for
on.
taking the stance we all need.
I'm less worried about people who draw hentai and the people who created genital jousting. You ever play that game? Somebody literally had to sit there for days and out creating balls and dick physics.
Have you
And-
seen
Super bad.
general jousting, Steven?
No, and I don't
Just-
think I
just-
even
no,
want to.
Just Google real quick.
Dude,
Just Google it.
literally, this dude came home from work and his wife was like, "How was work today, honey?" And he was like, "You know,
The butthole
today
physics work.
I got the butthole physics working so the dick can go in the ball's butthole."
So the point of the game, Steven, is you each control a penis that also has a butthole,
Yeah.
and you're trying to fuck your enemies.
I
Yeah.
think I've seen
It's
this
like a
game
bunch of
played
party
already.
games.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that game.
So like,
Oh my
you shouldn't be
gosh.
worried about people drawing hentai. You should be worried about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm
should be worried
saying?
about dick buttholes.
That
guys.
is another topic because literally with the gaming industry getting away with how much you can throw in there to see if it'll, you know, catch an audience and if it's actually allowed to be shown.
But I will say, for every bar that gaming and that like live action movies push, hentai will be right behind it or right above it. They'll always be one step ahead.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just look at some hentai. I know you're new, Alex. Do some research. It's fucking all out there. Whatever you want, there's a hentai on it.
I kid you not. All your childhood characters, hentai.
Mhm. Yep, hentai. It's there.
Hentai. All of it.
Hentai is art.
There's Rule 34 or whatever in gaming, right? You know what that is?
Yep.
Oh yeah, everybody knows.
So
those.
is that
All of it.
hentai by nature? All of that, or
Again,
Does
hentai is like anime to cartoon porn.
But it
Hentai usually comes from
I think the
Japan.
question he's asking is, does hentai have to be Japanese media?
if I watch some Overwatch Rule 34, is that hentai or is that?
Didn't yeah.
This is
Did
it's
the-
such
did the
muddy
Japanese
water though.
artist
So it's
draw
like, oh, because the Japanese artist drew it, it's now hentai,
yeah.
or is it like a certain style? Like it has to be driven
know.
or drawn more like what a manga would look like.
I think that comes I think that comes back to the anime.
don't
Like
think
anime
style has to do
is
with it.
defined as like a Japanese animation, but it's like a style that people have copied around the world. So like there's Korean, there's Indian, there's American, there's like they've copied that anime style, so that is anime because it's inspired by anime. That's how I feel about it, at least. I don't know if
I mean, technically it is. There's really no saying about it. Everybody sees it, everybody enjoys it, so they copy it so they can get the same publicity. Everybody does it. There's no originality.
So is there a large market, not to totally change the subject, but is there a large market for like superhero anime? So let's say like Batman, because I've seen, I think like 2 years ago, Batman Ninja came out.
Batman animated series is the best.
I do like the animation on that. I haven't really seen the movie. I would like to, but the animation's great.
Can I just ask? I don't even know. Is Batman Beyond an American cartoon?
American cartoon.
That is very anime inspired.
American cartoon.
Yeah, it is very anime inspired.
That style when I was young.
Back then, yeah.
Me too. That's really good. That was really good. And like the Batman the animated series is so fucking legendary. So good.
I would love to watch like a Marvel universe just in anime. Like just see all the Marvel superheroes.
It's there.
It's there.
It's there, dude.
Is it good though?
I've never seen it.
I can't say, like, let's just watch a Japanese version of Spider-Man. Have you seen his transformation?
No.
It's like a Power Ranger transformation. He has his little watch. He does his little pose, and then clothes flies out of nowhere, and it just jumps on him. I'm like, what? It's like, oh, gosh.
Don't sweat the details,
This
baby.
is what the people want.
I guess.
People going.
Nobody knows what it means.
Nobody needs to know what it means.
To put a nice little end cap on the episode, let's go ahead and list off our top 5 favorite anime of all time. And let's list off like up to 5 anime you would suggest the casual viewer, just anybody walking down the street, that they should watch in their lifetime.
Holy smokes. I actually didn't make a top 5 of all time.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
He said I'm ready. He said I'm ready for it, and then he
You know,
wasn't ready for it.
I just wanted to recommend some things.
Somehow we're gonna have to cut all of Darby's voices out of this.
Just cut him out of the entire episode.
Lip sync it and add something else. What he's saying.
I could make you a top 5 right now.
All right,
boy.
go.
I'm just saying.
Like,
Okay, listen. I really liked Stella Women's Academy. It's actually about a girl who goes to Airsoft Club. I would say that's probably like number 5. Number 4, I really liked Girl Who Left Through Time. Is a very cool, just like short to watch. 3, 5 centimeters per second. It's like a 3-part little movie about these two people's relationship and how it changes over time as they grow up. Number 2, definitely gonna have to have Fooly Cooly in there.
Nice.
Definitely the art, the animation, just the voices, definitely worth a watch. And number 1, I'd probably have to go with Princess Mononoke.
Oh, yes! Thank God.
All times.
It's like you could read my mind. I was literally trying to project it to you. That's my favorite Ghibli movie.
And then as far as just something that I could recommend that I didn't have on that list, we talked about it really quickly, was Host Club, or in High School Host Club.
Oh, yes.
This is a very casual, enjoyable watch.
It's fun. It's so fun.
And then there's a really short one, Voices from a Distant Star. That's from the same person that made 5 centimeters per second. And that's like, I want to say it was like 20 minutes, but he animated the whole thing. He wrote the whole thing. And then him and his girlfriend did the voices for the 2 characters. So it's a really cool project just from a single individual.
Okay.
Nice.
So do we clap? I don't.
No, not really.
Thank you. That concludes my presentation.
Okay. Who's up next? Who's gonna take the podium?
Yeah, I'll take the podium.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, mostly last year, I've been watching a lot of isekai anime. Basically, a lot of people going into other realms, which makes it interesting to see the difference. One of them is Ray Zero. And literally, the oh my gosh, how should I say it? Ray Zero is one of those animes I would never expect this guy to have to suffer through. But it's like, you could say it's like a game because it's a checkpoint, but when he dies, he remembers that death. He remembers what happened. But when he resets, nobody else remembers but him. He can't say what kind of ability it is. He just has to go through it and correct it and make sure it works.
It's Groundhog Day, the anime.
Yeah, but the fact is, you know your death and you know how it felt, so
Hell
he's stuck
yeah.
with that. So yeah, I definitely recommend watching that, and they're coming out with a season 2 this year in April, so definitely expect it for that. Another one is In Another World with My Smartphone. Of course,
You said that earlier.
yeah, but now I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. So
Yes.
basically, God made an accident with a guy. He dropped something on him and he was like, oops, sorry. So I'm just going to put you in a world, give you like OP status, and then you enjoy your world. So literally, he's OP in that world with his smartphone.
Steven, why does this look like a harem?
So it's Captain Marvel.
No, yeah, sure, why not?
Steven, why
What?
does this look like a harem?
What does look like a harem?
Why does this anime look like a harem? Why do I see one guy and 9 girls?
Well, you'll find out later. And he
Let me get my
married
notebook.
13. Let's put it that way.
Oh God.
It's that type of world. Yes.
God damn it.
Another one is Rise of the Shield Hero. This one really has a nice story plot. Now, again, with all the isekais I've seen, this one stuck out the most. Why I say this is because likely this guy, of course, gets summoned into another world, but he is ridiculed by all. So it's not like he's in there and he's the star. I mean, he is the main character, but he's not the center of attention. Everybody despises him. Everybody wants to get rid of him. Everyone wants to kill him. So it puts a whole episode, all episodes is all depressing. So depressing.
Hell
Because
yeah.
this guy suffers so much just to try to fit in or just to try to survive this world that he got summoned in for no reason. He just got summoned. It's like, really?
That's good.
But yeah, the storyline is great, and eventually it brings it back up, happiness and all that stuff. But
That's
no,
good
it's depressing throughout the whole way. So let's see, that was 3. Demon Slayer. I don't know if
Oh,
anybody.
fuck right off with that.
I don't know if any. What?
I tried watching that with my girlfriend. We didn't get past the goblin rape scene.
No, that's
Spoiler
Goblin. No,
alert.
that's Goblin Slayer. That's Goblin. I said Demon
Okay,
Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard Goblin Slayer and you
No.
I heard Slayer and I got triggered.
Oh God.
Hit me with Demon Slayer.
Oh my gosh. Nah, Demon Slayer. Eventually I saw that was recommended by many. I did watch it and I did like the art style. I did like the fighting. I actually like the character. The character is very subtle for what he goes through just to save his sister. So yeah, that's another recommended thing to watch. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and my last one is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime.
Why do the ones
Nice.
you suggest always have such interesting names? Like,
Because
Now you know how Steven
That's the
searches for his
point.
anime.
no, I don't know. I just run into it and it's like, okay.
They're like, why is my cabinet slightly ajar and my peanut butter missing?
he's like,
That's an anime
I can
name.
get into this.
Oh gosh. So many of these long titles.
I watched the first episode of that and it was really intriguing.
So yeah, that one's also like a very interesting one too.
A
I do
lot
like
of
it.
a lot of your choices are very video game themed too.
Well,
So
you know
it's-
me in games. Come on.
Mhm. Little gamer boy.
Yeah, you gotta represent. I'm VR
True
now.
Feel you. Yep.
I'm Sword Art Online all the way.
or the dot slash.
Dot hack?
Yep.
Man, I miss that series.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's literally the original Sword Art Online.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
All right, Alex, do you want to go or do you want me to go on mine? I'll
Sure.
go first if you want.
No, I'll go. So I mean, we pretty much talked about most of my favorites. In terms of favorite, it's debatable. If we just exclude Pokemon just because of the nature of it, I'm gonna go with top 5 being.
I think we all agree that Pokemon is an anime.
Yeah.
That's just,
I think we already covered that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Pokemon, just in the sheer enjoyment I've got out of the series, it's probably the only series that I could ever stick with that was longer than 2 seasons. Every other anime that goes longer than that, I probably just stop watching it. But top 5 would be Pokemon, Fooly Cooly, Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop, and it's kind of a tie between One Punch Man and Trigun. Both are really good, and both have a special place to me. One Punch Man season 1 specifically, I haven't seen season 2. I just feel like the comedy that One Punch Man introduces into anime is kind of just insane and hilarious. Just the one episode where the prisoner guy is like, he's from jail and he's butt ass naked fighting people, and he's like got this fucking like lipstick on his lips and shit. Like, just the visual of this it's hilarious, and that's why anime is great. In terms of things that people should watch, obviously you can watch any of our favorites, but some of them are kind of niche. Like, I don't know if everybody would like One Punch Man.
Like Fooly Cooly is
Fooly Cooly
anime.
Exactly. Like, I could never go and suggest Fooly Cooly to just anyone on the street.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't like season 2 of it.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it because I'm afraid.
Yeah.
The fear.
At least try maybe 2 episodes, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So in terms of must watch, some of mine are movies, some of them are TV shows. So Spirited Away, kind of a cliche Studio Ghibli movie. I watched it at a interesting age and time in my life, and it kind of just stuck with me.
That's a staple. Like, if somebody really wants to get into anime, that is a really solid choice for, like, just watch this.
Yeah,
that is a staple to anime.
Like, I think pretty much anybody could watch it. The next one is also a movie. It's Akira. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but basically the Japanese government drops a nuke on Tokyo, and it's set in the dystopian future of 2019, like 50 years after the atomic bomb or nuke went off. It's pretty interesting. It's a movie, so once again, it's just a very easy watch in terms of, like, you don't have to invest 10 years of your life to watch it. Cowboy Bebop, if you're going to watch any sort of series, I feel like pretty much anybody off the street could watch Cowboy Bebop and probably enjoy it. It's only 12 episodes, I think. It's one season. It's really well done. It's enjoyable. The art is great. The voice acting on the English version is great. And yeah, I mean, those would be the 3 things that I suggest. I don't necessarily have like a laundry list of other things, but I feel like anybody could watch those.
All right, that's nice. Mine's so, like, mainstream anime. I don't even look like a fucking nerd. This is embarrassing. My top 5. My number 1 would be Yu Yu Hakusho. I know you guys are very surprised considering I talk about it nonstop.
What?
No, my top is Yu Yu Hakusho. My second would probably be maybe Death Note, and Full Metal Alchemist would be my third. It's, I don't know, it's so hard to choose from, like, tops. Ouran Host Club is probably my 4th. I fucking love that anime. It's so chill. It's so good. Like, it's one of those animes that you can just put on any episode anytime and just watch and just have a good time with. So that's also one that I would recommend. Just if you just want to watch something fun, just watch Ouran Host Club. It's so good. And number 5 would actually not really an anime series. Actually, could tie it to the series, but it would be a movie, and that would be the Digimon movie. I still absolutely love that movie to this day.
Oh.
The soundtrack is so fucking good. The animation is so good. The story is amazing. Absolutely love that movie, and for all time will. To what as ones that I would suggest to watch. What I just got done with is Maid-sama. I don't know if you guys have heard of that yet.
Nope.
Really chill. It's got really Ouran Host Club kind of vibes. Really chill, fun to watch anime. Second one to recommend, I would say, would be Haikyuu. It's a volleyball anime. Don't let that discourage you, because I had watched it ironically at the first episode, and then I was like, I love this, and watched all 50 episodes in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, sports anime just makes sports like the best for some odd reason. I don't know how it does it, but they do so well.
I start watching them ironically. I'm like, basketball anime, and then like 3 episodes in, I'm like, they're going to tournament. They're gonna make it this year. But yeah, Haikyuu is amazing. It's so well done. Highly recommend that. that's about it for me. I'm very plain. I'm very vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, we know you're basic. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm a basic bitch.
This was good. Not knowing, a ton about anime outside of my exposure through Adult Swim and my kind of little, interactions with friends like you guys. It's been nice to sit down and talk about it and just kind of go a little more in depth in some of the stuff. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah, that was a gay old time. Steven, do you have anything you want to plug before we drop out?
Yeah, let's hit it up, dude.
No, not really. I like to keep it simple. I mean, with all the anime talk that we were doing, yeah, it's kind of nice to at least talk a couple of animes. Jeez, there's so many animes out there. But no, I don't really have anything big or fancy to say. Just go to my YouTube channel and give me some more subs.
Yeah, if you're in the mood for some VR,
I'm almost at 4K.
Ooh, baby, let's get this boy up. You know what I'm saying?
Get him to that 4K.
Stroke that mother right up to 4K.
His links will be in the description down below. Look down.
So, there. and for those listeners who are audio only, go to YouTube and type in Lance Akiro.
You can Google me.
Yeah, or just type it into Google.
He's kind of the shit. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's kind of a big deal.
And for all you other clowns who want to see us do some stupid shit, check us out on YouTube too. We're ./rag. Maybe we'll do a live stream or a video with Lance in gaming next.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, there is a game I'll eventually recommend you guys trying to. And that's tomorrow, actually.
Oh God.
Wait, this escalated so fast.
Wipe your calendars. We're calling off work, boys.
There we go.
Well, that's another episode of Now We Gaming in the History Books, episode 2. Anime.
You like that? Was that bad?
Chicka Slim Shady. My name is.
Go ahead.
You finish it, dude. I thought we were a couple, dude. I thought you finished my brain waves, dude.
Sign off.
Yep. Click the stop button. Until next time.